Hey guys, welcome to the left path of the Alliance War Showcase with the Deathless Saga champions. The nodes are going to be your DK and Sugar Pill, and the first fight is going to be against a Spiral with the nodes Hazard Shift, Incinerate and Bleed, One Eye Open, along with the Champion Boost and the Health Boost. So, as she is a Sugar Pill champion, I would suggest you to bring in a Decay champion and build up your debuffs to avoid the damage from the Hazard Shift, Incinerate and Bleeds, and also always use medium light medium combos against Spiral after he uses a special attack, because if he try to use a medium light with a second light, her destroy mechanic will activate and stun you, and she will have an opening to do a 5-hit combo on your face and do a lot of damage. For the special ones from her, you can evade them also, or you can also block them. Another thing I like to do is to just wait for her to throw a heavy attack in my block, and then I retaliate on that, and I can do a bit of damage. All in all, I'm not trying to parry her because the one-eyed open node can really hurt you, because during that one-eyed open stun, anything damage you apply to Spiral is going to be returned back to you. So just bring in a science champion, try to knock her down every now and then to combat the unstoppable from Decay, from the Sugar Pill, and rest should be good. I just used a Void and slowly took her down. Pretty simple and a very comfortable fight to start off with. I've given you some options that you can use. Count Nefaria literally destroys the whole lane. If you have him, you can bring him on. I have him as a rank 2, and I'm gonna bring him on for the next fight, that is going to be Punisher 2099. Now with Punisher 2099, the nodes are going to be Power Start 1, Regen Boost, and Good Advice Boost. Now all of these nodes are gonna help us, and with Good Advice Boost, I'm also gonna get Wax pre-fight, so I don't need to worry about the conflictor that is going to be there. And anyway, I'm going to steal power with Count Nefaria because he's just awesome like that. Now there's also the two nodes you need to take care about is Combat Deja Vu Prowess, and then Prowess Puncture. So whenever he will have Prowess on himself, he is going to get block penetration while he throws a special attack at you. And then there's also Combat Deja Vu, so if you're going to use the same basic attack twice in a row, you're going to give him Prowess. So the name of the game here is to use parry, medium light medium, dash back, parry again, and use a heavy. Do not give him Prowess and block the specials, and you should be able to get through this fight quite easily. Every now and then throw a heavy attack, because he is a Sugar Pill champion, so with the Decay you have to apply a slow and you are good to go. Now fight number 3 is going to be against the Domino. Now Domino is a non-Saga champion with Hazard Shift, Poison and Cold Snap. Then there's also Power Focus 2, Superior Specials and Champion Boost. So right here, Domino herself is a quite annoying defender to deal with, and you add in a Poison or a Cold Snap Hazard Shift, it's a recipe for disaster if you don't bring in the right champion. Now when I say right champion, there are plenty of champions that you can use. Most of the tech champions are either Poison immune or Cold Snap immune, or in case of Warlock, he's immune to both. So you can bring in any champion that you like, and you can play around the Poison phase or you can play around the Cold Snap phase. I brought in my Ironheart, she's a rank 4 as you've noticed, and I just simply was just using my parry during the Poison phase and not get the poison applied on me, and I just threw my SP1 and that was enough to take out Domino. The only real annoying thing here is to take care of not to hit her in the Poison phase, and during the Cold Snap, because Ironheart is immune when she has an armor up, she does work really well. Same way, the next fight also is going to be a non-Saga fight, that is going to be your Negasonic NTW, and it will be Power Start 1, Daunting Doom, Fistcuffs and Stylish with critical setup. Now again, the fight is pretty straightforward. You just need to take care about the mechanics from Negasonic. So first thing you will notice that I'm not applying any kind of debuffs. I did start with my Repulsal pre-fight to apply those ruptures, but you can use other champions as well, no big deal. Any tech champion will work really well here. You have to just take care of the Fistcuffs. So for the first 25 to 30 seconds of the fight, you cannot get debuffs on you, you cannot apply buffs on yourself, or you can apply debuffs on the opponent. When that is up, then it's a free game and you can take her out. I would suggest you to keep Negasonic to an SP1 only, because it's much easier to evade. The SP2 can be a bit annoying. I find the SP1 is much better to evade. And also try to have a special attack ready when she has her evade ready, so you can throw that special attack and remove that counter charge. So that's the way how I go through about this fight. Again, plenty of options available. Any tech champion will work and should win through that fight. Now, next fight is going to be also a non-saga, and that is going to be with against Dazzler. Here there is power start 1, you have a power start 1 on you, there's invulnerability as well, and there is scared stiff. So if for 6 seconds you do not attack Dazzler, you are going to be rooted in your place, and this timer it restarts every time you land a hit on Dazzler. There's also going to be bubble shield, so every time you block there is going to be a charge on you with the shield icon that you see right now. It says 2, and when it gets to 10 charges, the 11 hit is going to be unblockable, so make sure you play around it. Other than that, pretty straightforward fight. Keep Dazzler to an SP1 only, it's much easier to evade. Dazzler is more of an attack champion than a defensive champion, so it's more like a nothing placement, so just play around with it. Any tech champion should work. This is like the back end of the path, so you don't really need to like doing like a specialty counter for this fight. You can simply just block the whole of the specials and you should be good. And just right here, there's also power focus too. So after she gains 2 bars of power, her combat rate, power combat rate is reduced by 80%, so she never gets to an SP3. So nothing to worry about there. Now, once all of that is done, we are going to move on to the next fight. That is going to be the last fight on this path before we go back into the combined fights, and that is going to be against Scream. Now, there is power start here that you will have, and also you will get invulnerability, and there is steady build up and power snack with 1 too many hits. So you're going to have those power stings on you every time Scream gains a bar of power, but to be honest, you can run them out. They don't really hurt much even if you use your special, and if you're running willpower, they will on the contrary heal you. The important one here is going to be the power snack nodes. Every time you gain a buff on you, you are going to give power to Scream, and that can push her to an SP2. Her SP2 is like really devastating. So an easier way to deal with this fight is to bring a champion that has easy access to Petrify or some sort of power control, so you do not push Scream to and SP2 with the power snack. On the contrary, if you have somebody with kind of exhaustion or some kind of power reversal mechanic, she will not get to a SP2 for a whole fight, and you can take her out quite easily. To be honest, Count Nefarious is like a cheat code for both of the parts. If you have him, use him much. I am not really the most biggest fan of Nefaria, but I still like using him every now and then. I think he takes quite a bit of time to ramp up. But there are other champions that do better in the same time frame, or maybe I just don't play him right. Eventually I will learn him, but yeah, just brought him for this part for these 2 fights. So yeah, so make sure you keep knocking down to break the make sure that you keep evading her, so with the SP1s you don't push her to an SP2, and the stuff, it is a pretty straightforward and easy fight. Any DK champion, especially a size one, will do really well on this fight, and you should be able to take out Scream relatively easily in the end. And there's the last SP2 with those 13 Furies, and boom, there she goes. She will just die of Incinerate. Alrighty, and moving on, the second last fight is going to be that annoying Serpent with Ready for All Things, Good Advice boost, Attacker regen, Missing in Action and Return policy, along with Fight or Flight. So, today we're gonna take him out with a Void that is going to be a Science Champion. The day before we took him out with a Mystic that was Sorcerer Supreme, so just showing different options here. So the name of the game here is that you have to keep knocking down Serpent here, and be careful of that missing in action falter that can really trip you up. But when you start the fight, there is always Mr. Fantastic free fights applied. That includes a petrifier, that includes a suppression, all of those good stuff. So as long as you keep knocking him down, you're going to keep refreshing that. So make sure you keep throwing your SP1s to knock him down, you keep using your heavy attack, and you will notice that Void will just melt him away quite comfortably. Now, some of the options that I gave you yesterday are going to be also there. You can use Count Nefaria as well, because he's going to take care of all of that power gain. Void works really well. Sorcerer Supreme we already saw yesterday. Kushala is also an amazing one. Shatra is supposedly the end all counter to Serpent, so she can work too. And another great option that most people don't really use is going to be a Luke Cage. Now, if you have him as at a rank 3, he is going to be amazing because his exhaustions are going to reverse all the power from Serpent. And if you are able to apply those concussions from the SP2, you can easily bypass the last 1% of Serpent, which is always a crazy with crazy phase of the fight. So right here, I have my Fear of the Void and everything up. He's not regening, he's not getting any power, and just like that, he dies super comfortably in line. Void is just on another level. And finally, we move on to the boss. You do have an option to select if any different champion you want to use, but I already brought in a Geoth. Now, the whole thing here for this fight is to be able to manage Thanos unblockable. You do start with an invulnerability and also a power start 1, and remember that he's going to be having adaptive, so he will get those resistances on him that are going to be your energy resistance and physical resistance, and there's also stun immunity. So basically keep him to an SP1, and any champion that has grit available can work really well here, or any champion with an easy access to slow, somebody that can counter those unstoppables can work really well. If you don't have any one of them, just bring in your Saga, Skill or Cosmic, either champions, and they should be good too, because whenever you will knock Thanos down with all of those debuffs, there will be a slow applied because of decay. So yeah, pretty straightforward fight, but only problem is that he gets very tanky, so you have to evade a lot of specials, and you cannot forget that he's stun immune if you try to parry him. So I would say keep him to an SP1 only, because if he goes to an SP2, you have to be really careful on avoiding those blasts. But then yeah, keep the grit up with shield. The direct damage will be really helpful for you to take Thanos down. If you notice, I've really like sped up the fight a little bit so I can get through it faster, otherwise the fight is super long just to watch. And yeah, that's pretty much about it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. If you did, make sure to like the video and leave a comment down below what team did you use, and subscribe to the channel. We will have 9.2 coming up really soon, so we all locked and loaded for that. And for the boss fight load done, very excited for this upcoming month with all the story quests coming in, so stay tuned for that. And apart from that, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.